Hey you guys, it's Brit. Tonight we're here with a very important update in terms of what's going on with the family that it was formerly known as 8 Passengers, Ruby Franke. Her daughter, Shari, has chosen to use her platform and her voice in the best possible manner. And I would like to elevate that today. So we're going to talk about her and what she's doing. She is getting loud and she is releasing a book and all of the good things. So we are here to support Shari and all of the other kids that are going to be part of My Entire Childhood was put on YouTube for my parents to collect money off of group. Unfortunately, either way, today we're going to talk about Shari and what's going on. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys. So first things first, let's talk about what she posted on her Instagram stories, and then we'll get into what else she is doing. She shared this on her Instagram, which will be linked down below. Stop listening to the parents who justify vlogging. Listen to the actual children/victims. All family vlogging is wrong. We wouldn't need laws if everybody self-reflected and chose to stop supporting this exploitation. 10 stars, 10 out of 10. I could not have said it better. I've been ranting for over 4 years now about the weirdos that click and engage and support these parents that are using their children as props. Because let's just get really unfiltered. If you are putting your kids out there in that manner, they are props to you. You cannot say, I would protect my child with my life. My kids are the most important things ever, while you are sharing potty training with millions of people. It's weird. Let's stop justifying it. And then she shared this photo, which we'll get more into what was being said when this photo was taken, but she said, we have to end family vlogging. Let's get over to this article that was posted as far as how she's speaking to Utah lawmakers to hopefully maybe protect kids going forward. There are already way too many kids that are part of that group of, you know, my whole life, my birth, my potty training, my, every single day of my life, it was made into content. There are far too many kids in that group. All we can do is hope that things change, because the parents aren't deleting the content. They're not saving the money. They're not choosing to do better. So the only road that we can take to protect these kids is for the laws to be made. We need some actual consequences for actions. That's what it boils down to. So this article comes from KSL TV 5. Of course, I will link it down below as well. But it says, Ruby Franke's oldest daughter speaks to Utah lawmakers on behalf of children in family vlogs. After her mother, Ruby Franke, was arrested, convicted, and sentenced for child abuse, Shari Franke was seemingly careful of her engagement with public comment afterward. On Wednesday, Shari Franke, 21, broke her silence in a public appearance at the Capitol. This is obviously in Salt Lake City, Utah. She spoke to lawmakers on the Business and Labor Interim Committee Wednesday, advocating for more protections for child influencers. Shari Franke, Ruby Franke's oldest daughter, made some comments throughout the process of her mother's case, beginning with a since-deleted Instagram post that showed a photo of the police outside of the Franke residence in Springville. The post was captioned with a single word, finally. I remember when she posted that, I could only imagine all the thoughts that were going through her head. I could only imagine the darkness of this is reality. This is the reality for what my younger siblings went through. This is the reality for all of the pain and hurt that was inflicted by Ruby and Jody onto these children. After that, Shari Franke remained mostly silent and even told reporters through her attorney that she did not want to comment while at a hearing for her mother in September of 2023. On Tuesday, Shari Franke shared some additional big news on social media that she will be publishing a book titled The House of My Mother, which is set to be published in January of 2025. I will be reading that. I will do a review. I am not a book reader on a consistent basis. That might make me sound very dumb. It's just not ever really been for me. I like listening to audiobooks, but no matter which way I take it in, I will be listening or reading and giving a video update for those that are interested. This book will cover the painful journey and experiences of growing up under intense public scrutiny, she said in the caption. For years, millions tuned in, captivated by our lives, unaware of the darker realities that unfolded behind the scenes. And for the first time, I share my journey of finding myself outside of my childhood home. A part of me has kind of wondered, is there some degree of almost like a survivor's guilt when it comes to Shari, because she was the oldest daughter and she was, not living in the house where her younger siblings were found. Is there some level, and I'm sure that she will share more if she's comfortable, but I did wonder that even when Ruby and Jody were first arrested, I thought, I wonder if the older kids, Chad and Shari, is there some level of feeling guilt because their siblings were put through that when they were no longer in the home? Just a question, but it continues and says, Wednesday's meeting was a chance for Shari Franke to speak to the Business and Labor Interim Committee on the issues of minors and social media, according to the meeting agenda. I don't come today as the daughter of a felon nor the victim of an abnormally abused mother, Shari Franke said. I come today as a victim of family vlogging. In her opening statements, she told the committee her goal was not to present any idea of a solution to this problem, but to shed light on the ethical and monetary issues that come from being a child influencer. Shari Franke said that family vlogging is comparable to family businesses, but the difference between family vlogging and a family business, she said, are that all the children are employees. Utah is specifically a hotspot for family content due to the LDS culture around family and the goal to share the church with the world, she said. We also have large families, which makes family content more lucrative. I'm thinking of several family vloggers that are part of the LDS church and are in Utah and are doing exactly what she said, because there's so many avenues. You have so many kids, that means more content. More kids, more content. More babies, more content. Get pregnant, more content. It's just a never-ending cycle of how can we use the pregnancy, the birth, the coming home from the hospital, the homeschooling, the potty training. All of it is, those are all video ideas for these parents. Look at all of the new videos that we can make if we have another kid, or if we shift and focus on this one kid instead of the other. Like, it's so weird. She said she's hopeful family vlogging will ultimately be banned. I want to be clear, there is never a good reason for posting your children online for money or fame, Shari Franke said. There is no such thing as a moral or ethical family vlogger. The family vlog became the main source of the income for the Franke family. She said she was paid for her work, which helped in her adult life. However, this payment was usually a bribe, she said. For example, we'd be awarded $100 or a shopping trip if we filmed a particularly embarrassing moment or an exciting event in our lives. Shari Franke said there is no law ensuring that the children of family vlogs are paid for their labor and exposure. If a family account does not become an LLC, parents are taxed heavily for paying their children, she told the committee. But parents also receive tax write-offs for the clothes they wear, the gas money used to drive places, and even the houses they live in. Anything that is filmed can be written off. How do we determine how much a child should make from appearing in online content? What price is worth giving up your childhood? She asked the committee members. In her experience, starring in a family vlog was a 24-hour, 7 days a week role. Shari Franke shared examples of times where she wanted to mourn privately, be with her friends, or go on dates, but had a camera ready to record every experience. She told the committee this caused her friends to become scarce, as they did not want to be filmed. The camera never stops. There is no such thing as a break from filming, Shari Franke said. She said that filming as a child caused her to face consequences in her adult life. And this is what I've been talking about, the digital footprint of having your whole life on social media before you're even 18. Everything that you did as a kid, whether it was good, bad, indifferent, embarrassing, traumatizing, funny, cute, exciting, all of it is out there. And that is the digital footprint that these parents are giving their children before they can even step foot into the real world or realize the impacts of social media. My social media became flooded with rumors of having sexual relations with my own brother to being called a baby birthing machine at 13, she told the committee. All of these things have stuck with me, and I will forever live between the ages of 13 and 17 in many of my viewers' minds. Shari Franke said some parents who run family vlogging accounts are aware of the P words on the internet who look for this type of content. She said some of them chose to post their children anyway. All of these parents know. They are well aware that there are bad people on the internet. If you literally are making content and you act like you don't know that there are creepy people online, I simply don't believe you. You are a whole adult. Let's be real. There have been bad people online from the day that it was created. She said, I'm not asking you to ban family vlogging, though that is my ultimate goal. I also understand that as Utahns, we don't appreciate big government overreach, but when it comes to protecting children, it should be a bipartisan issue. The only people being harmed by child influencer laws, she said, are the parents exploiting their children. She said that as these children grow up, she foresees legal crises when kids realize the impact, both emotional and financial, this role caused them. I said years ago, there are going to be so many fractured parent-child relationships simply because of them vlogging or exploiting their kids on social media. She continued and said, even despite a good paycheck, I want to be absolutely clear that there is no amount of money that can justify selling your soul as a child to the world. If I could go back and do it all again, I'd rather have an empty bank account now and not have my childhood plastered all over the internet. No amount of money I've received has made what I experienced worth it. Shari Franke closed her statements by saying she was proud to be one of the first Utah child influencers to be speaking on this issue. Family vlogging ruined my innocence long before Ruby committed a crime, she said. After her statement, the committee chose to convene the special session due to the meeting running late. The presentation on child influencer laws was cut short, and a witness who prepared a 2-minute statement was postponed until the next session. Shari Franke has been working on the issue with Representative Doug Owens. He's proposing protections for child influencers and child actors and child influencers. We can't intrude too much on family life, Owens said. What we can do is protect the kid financially so that if they're making a lot of money for the family, they should participate in that, and the parents should put that money in a trust for them so that by the time they become an adult, that money is there for them. Owens suggested families set aside money for the children featured in the content, at least 15%, I think, for the child actors to be split. That seems to be a number that a lot of states have adopted, and Utah to consider that at a point. He also wants child performers to be able to remove content they've been featured in if they don't like it at a certain age. I think we need to get educated on the issue, he said. I personally don't view a lot of this kind of content of family social media posting, but I'm coming to learn that it is disruptive and bad for children in some ways. And so I think one is for people to get educated about it and decide what policy changes might be helpful to protect kids. So that's what's going on with Shari. Again, for what it's worth, I give her a round of applause. It is so important for children that are now adults that have been active in these types of social media pages to use their voices if that's something that they want to do. Obviously, no pressure, all of the things. But it's going to be vital in the conversation, because you can have everybody circled around and saying, stop family vlogging, it's bad, it's dangerous, it's, explaining to your kids all the stuff. But once you bring those kids that were actually a part of it into the conversation, I think that's when people really start to listen, as far as like lawmakers and that kind of stuff. So either way, we'll see. Bravo, Shari, very good. I'm glad to see this. And yeah, we will be keeping an eye out for her book when it comes out and have updates as always. But for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more of me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.